7:46 p.m. Apologies for the delay, folks. We did have an executive session downstairs after our work session, and there were no actionable items for the record. So the meeting is called to order at 7:46 p.m.
Councilwoman Selby,
Present.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Not present.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Selby, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a public hearing tonight for this special accessory building, and the public hearing reads as follows. Please take notice that the Boston Town Board has scheduled a public hearing for 7:35 p.m. on September 18th, 2024 at Boston Town Hall, 8500 Boston State Road, Boston, New York, to consider the application for a special use permit for an accessory apartment located at 7428 Eddy Road, Town of Boston. All persons interested in the matter shall be heard either for or against at such time and place, or may file a written comment or objection with the town clerk until 4 p.m. on September 18th, 2024. This was dated on August 21st, 2024, published August 29th, 2024, by the order of the town board, Sandra L. Quinlan, town clerk, and we are an equal opportunity provider and employer. The public hearing is now open. If there are any comments, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address, and the public hearing is open. Okay. Actually, pause you one more. Okay. This is for the public hearing for the special permit. There will be an open floor session for you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I was confused.
That's okay, no problem. Okay, hearing no comments on the public hearing, I will close the floor for the public hearing. And just for the record, that was item number 2 under our new business for tonight. Going back to our regular agenda, we have no.
I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
I suppose, I thought you were looking for someone that was in opposition. It's actually my request, my wife's request.
Okay.
Do I need to?
By all means, please, yes, the floor is open. Yep, go ahead, sir. Just come up to the microphone, state your name and address. And
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Joe Calderelli. We were just adding this on for my mother-in-law who's mentally all there, but physically can't seem to stand on her feet. So she's moving from East Aurora, and we're adding this on to the back of our garage so that we could end these monthly emergency trips to East Aurora. I understood that 800, well, after I had plans drawn, I understood that 800 square feet was the threshold, and it turned out that this was 850 square feet. So Tom Murphy said I needed to submit an application and make sure that he approved it. That's the sole purpose, just to make sure she's got somewhere to live safely, or if she does have a spill, we're right there to help. That's really all there is to it. I think everything's been submitted.
No, I definitely appreciate it. So far, so with no opposition, I presume good things to come.
Okay.
Yes. Best of luck. Thank you. Any other comments for the public hearing portion pertaining to the property located at 7428 Eddy Road? And hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. And we do not have any other preliminary matters tonight. So under regular business, item number 2 under the agenda is the correction and adoption of the minutes from the September 4th, 2024 board meeting. And Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Thank you, Supervisor. I've had the opportunity to review the minutes from our meeting on September 4th, 2024. I see no errors and omissions, and I make a motion that we approve them as written.
A second?
Councilwoman Selby,
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 2 tonight under our regular business is the consideration of all fund bills. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. After preliminary review of the September 18th, 2024 Town Board meeting for abstract number 1, 2024 payables, journal number AP-4628, I make a motion that we approve the town payables due of $110,984.30.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Kirkini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, the next item under our agenda tonight is our correspondence. We have 13 items of correspondence tonight. All have been received and filed in the town clerk's office and part of the board packet. Item 1 is the town clerk's report for August 2024. Item number 2 is the dog control officer report for August 2024. Item 3 is the New York State Agricultural Markets Dog Control Officer Inspection Report from August 27th, 2024. Item number 4 is a news release, press release from ErieNet, ready to roll following the Buffalo Common Council license approval. Item number 5 is a Western New York Stormwater Coalition compliance planning meeting from September 11th, 2024. Item number 6 is Drescher Malecki Limited LLP Supervisors Roundtable documentation. Item number 7 is a notice of raffle 2025 for the Boston Fire Company. Item number 8 is our documents pertaining to building permits B21 through 96 and B21 through 97 for Douglas Shunk. Item number 9 is Bread of Leaf Outreach Center letter and informational material. Item number 10 is the Town of Boston proclamation recognizing Gallery Adams as a local hero here in the Town of Boston. Item number 11 is an application for use of meeting facility from the Boston Senior Club meetings. Item 12 is another application for use of meeting facility for the Wednesday game days for the seniors. Item number 13 is an application for use of meeting facility for the Boston Senior Club board meetings. And again, all those items are on file in the town clerk's office and part of the board packet. Moving on to new business tonight, item number 1, our requests from the floor. If anyone would like to come up to the microphone and if they have any business they would like to discuss, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes each. The floor is now open.
Hi, I'm Patty Mackes, 5270 Newton Road, Orchard Park, and I'm here on behalf of CAUTILE. CAUTILE stands for Citizens Against Wind Turbines in Lake Erie. Supervisor Keating and Board, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here today to check on the status of the resolution for the Town of Boston opposing wind turbines in Lake Erie. Since I was here last on May 15th, at the board meeting, and a few emails in between, several things have changed. Many more municipalities have signed resolutions standing together in opposition of wind turbines in Lake Erie. I just want to bring you up to date. Erie County has 27 municipalities that have passed, and Chautauqua 22. Now, when I was here back in May, it was Erie 13 and Chautauqua 4. So we've gained a little bit of momentum. The towns are standing together to pass resolutions. Many town people are opposed. Many town people here in Boston are opposed to wind turbines in our lake. I've spoken to several people here in Boston who are opposed for various reasons. Many have boats, several are fishermen, and most just don't want Lake Erie destroyed by the dredging for transmission lines from the shore 2 to 8 miles out into the lake and 50 to 100 feet down, disturbing the lake bed, suspending heavy metal toxins into the water, which will contaminate our drinking water. 11 million people get their drinking water from Lake Erie, and it would contaminate the fish we eat. Since I addressed the board last, there was the Nantucket disaster, a catastrophe. A wind turbine blade exploded and debris was scattered all over. Fiberglass all over the beach, and large chunks of fiberglass foam pieces were found 15 miles away. Just think that if that would happen in Lake Erie. it would be all over our beaches, and if a blade explodes, it's gonna fall into the lake, and it's not ever gonna be recovered. It's just gonna stay there and rot. Also, on September 4th to 5th, there was a NYSERDA summit meeting held. Governor Kathy Hochul addressing the failed Climate Act goals, discussing alternatives, sources of energy for our state. As a state, we must address this issue and look to the future. That's what our governor is doing, looking to the future. Wind power is not the answer. It is expensive, inefficient, and intermittent. We must not put this burden on our taxpayers. Cotile continues to be proactive, looking to the future to preserve and protect Lake Erie, and to educate our community of the negative impacts if wind turbines were ever constructed. I ask the board, please consider a resolution for the town of Boston. And in closing, some people ask, why bother? Why bother to fight big wind in New York State? Cotile's answer, because protecting Lake Erie is worth the fight, and it's the right thing to do. Thank you for your time, and I just want to hold up the map real quick. In Erie County, the items in red, all the towns in red, are all the towns that have passed a resolution so far. The towns that are in yellow, which are Sardinia, Boston, Aurora, Clarence, Amherst, Tonawanda, and Buffalo have not passed, as well as the Cattaraugus Indian Reservation, our Native Americans. We have been to these towns. We're asking you to consider this to stand in consensus with the rest of Erie County. And we've also gone, I've been busy since May when I was here to see you, very busy.
Yes.
And Chautauqua County, the ones in red also are the ones that passed. The few that are in white are towns that have not passed, but it's on their agenda for October. And hopefully we'll have a whole Chautauqua County that goes red. It's also in the Erie County Legislature. I've spoken to John Mills, Lindsay Larigo, John Barnese, Michael Kishonian. We had a meeting scheduled today with John Gilmore. We're working with everybody. In Chautauqua County, they're going to pass that in October, and we're working with Tom Harmon on that. Our senators, George Borrello, Patrick Gallivan, Assemblyman David DiPietro, they're all working for this. What we've got going on now is Senator Pete Harcum from Westchester County, clear across the state. He brought up a bill last May, and if he gets a signature on it, turbines will be put in the lake. We want to stop this before it starts. We want to be proactive, not that our lake is ever going to be destroyed. So thank you again for your time.
May I suggest you hold the maps up to the cameras? There are
Thank
two.
you. Whoops. And this is Erie County,
There's one up there, camera.
and this is Erie County. The red are the ones that have passed resolutions. The ones in yellow have not. And so we're working with our officials, our elected officials in these towns. Thank you, Tim. And this is Chautauqua County. The ones in red have passed. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Patty. Thanks, Patty.
I'm gonna leave this up there with my card.
Okay.
Thanks.
Is that the same one we have electronically that you sent to us originally? I'll check.
Maybe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to jump in real quick. My name is Timothy Golick, 8228 Boston State Road. And Patty did a pretty good job and just trying to explain that it's just protecting our drinking water. And to show up and walk through the lobby and the thing out there, I find the organization Lake Erie Watershed Protection Alliance. Keep our lakes and waterways clean. And their whole thing here is your management. The Lake Erie Watershed Protection Alliance reminds you to manage your yard waste responsibly. When yard waste accumulates in the street, rain can carry it into the storm drains, ultimately into the waterways and lakes. Too many leaves and grass clippings in waterways cause algae blooms, etc., oxygen. And then on the other side, as do's and don'ts, don't dispose of dirt, organic material into the waterways or lakes. And it's like, this is just grass clippings. That's not dredging up the mercury or the old Love Canal, whatever they've dumped in Lake Erie over the years with the mussels. So, and then that doesn't even include the steel, the oil, the fiberglass, the foam from a windmill to be in the lake. So, as long as we can keep them out of the lake. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My name is Norman Hertz. I am a resident of the town of Boston, live on Herman Hill Road, and I have city water. The city water comes from Lake Erie. I concur with the statements made by Patty for the possibility of contaminating the drinking water or making it more expensive to come to my doorstep. That being said, Patty asked, I believe, for a resolution by the Town of Boston Town Board concerning their relationship to the request in becoming a member of the panel that she has, changing from yellow to red. And the question I have is the information satisfactory to you to make that decision? Or is the Conservation Advisory Committee, which the town of Boston has, have they submitted any information to the town of Boston concerning windmills in Lake Erie? And if they haven't, it might be a suggestion that the town board asks them to look into this to maintain the quality of life in the town of Boston. And it's a health quality. I'm not a fisherman. I don't live on the lake. I live on Herman Hill Road. It's just a lovely place to live. I'd rather not have another problem in my life is coming near the end. And this water problem certainly seems to be a very serious, difficult situation. So all the help that the people are working with the cartel to assist in preventing this would be appreciated by the town of Boston, and a resolution by our board. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Everyone else is quiet. Okay. We'll close the floor. All right, moving along to new business. Item number 3, because the number 2 was, again, our public hearing that we had at the beginning of the meeting. So item 3 is resolution 2024-58, which is a special use permit for an accessory apartment located at 7428 Patty Road. And Councilwoman Selby, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution 2024-58 for the special use permit for the accessory apartment at 7428. I think it's very nice that this is being done for the family, and I fully support that.
Let me ask you this question.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Curtis Keating?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 4 is a resolution 2024-59 for a highway truck purchase. And Councilwoman Lukacek, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. On resolution number 2024-59, the town board is authorizing the purchase of a 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 crew cab work truck in the amount not to exceed $64,853 by piggybacking off the New York State Office of General Services bid award number of 23166 issued on November 14, 2019. I make a motion that we approve the resolution 2024-59.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item number 5 tonight is an application for use of facility for the Hennessy Family Picnic on August 2nd, 2025. And Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item?
You're going to give me both the next resolutions?
Well, I've got the, you know what, you probably want to do the fire company.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry
I'll
about
take
that.
it.
There you go, Councilwoman Selby, it's all yours.
I would like to make a motion to approve the application for use of facility for Marie Hennessy, who is having a family gathering of about 50 people on Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. She's going to be using the lion shelter and bathroom facilities. I'd like to approve this facility as long as it is available.
Yes, it's available.
I'll second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, the big one. Item number 6 under new business is an approval of new members of the Boston Volunteer Fire Company through the Junior Firefighter Program. Councilman Cardicchini, they're all yours.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. Madam Clerk, did we receive the 5th application? And it's
No,
noted that we
no.
have 4, but not.
Right, no, there is 4.
Okay, have we identified who that 5th person is?
We know who the 5th person is, and Chief Quino will get that to me.
I'm sorry?
Chief Quino will provide that to me
Okay,
after he returns.
but I don't have a name, so we're gonna put that off to the next.
Right, it would be, no, the 4 of them.
Got it. Just clarifying. Thank you. We've received applications from Chief Norm Quino for 4 new junior fire members of their company, the Boston Fire Company. I'd like to make a motion that we approve Haley Emmerling, Justin Emmerling, Allison Teal, and Peyton Penrod to begin service in the junior firefighter program.
I will second that.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, that is it for our new business. We have no old business, so reports and presentations at our next item. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. First, fall brush pickup, the second one starts October 1st. So we'll do every road one more time. Every street in town will be done once in October, so get your brush out there by the 1st of the month, and we'll be around to pick it up. And thanks for letting us get that other truck. The truck we're getting is the utility truck to replace the 2003 Ford that we purchased a used utility bed for that truck when it became no longer used as a snowplow truck. So the truck has been around, and the utility bed that was on it was used when we bought it, but both are just pretty much wore out. So it was scheduled for next year, but the truck that was scheduled this year, the plow truck, is definitely not gonna be here this year, so we're just swapping the truck we were gonna get next year, this year, and then next year, we'll get the plow truck that we were scheduled to get this year. So that's what that truck is all about. That's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Councilwoman Selby, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. First, I'd like to thank Ally for the budget information at our work session tonight. She does an awesome job, and we've got to work through some things, but I think it's overall going to be a good budget, keeping taxes low and staying under the tax cap. So I'm happy to say that. I also wanted to thank Patty for coming. I think she's gone. Oh, there she is. Thanks for coming in again and clarifying and following up on this. I know we spoke back in May, and I thought it was really interesting. And now that it's come to light again, I have to publicly say I'm in support for it. So I'm hoping that it will be on the agenda soon.
Thank you
So
very much.
that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you very much. Councilman Cardicini, you have the floor.
Thank you Supervisor Keating. First and foremost, I'd like to welcome Haley Emmerling, Justin Emmerling, Allison Teal, and Peyton Penrod. I see them already doing the work, so it's nice to see them recognized formally in the junior firefighter program. I'd also like to express publicly that I'm in support of a resolution for Cotile. I think it's a worthwhile thing to do, you know, whether or not it's received at the state level. I think it's important to push back on some of these initiatives because, you know, in my view, my personal view, we pull the cart before the horse a lot in a lot of these instances. So I would like to publicly state my support for that resolution should it fall on the agenda. And last but not least, I would like to thank everybody for the leniency on my dress tonight. My son had a modified football game, and I was supporting the team, so I'm not usually dressed this way for a board meeting, but it was all I could do was to get here on time for it. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Lukacek, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I would like to thank Valerie Adams for her heroic duties that she took on as a resident, helping out her neighbor. So she was recognized as a local hero for helping and saving a life. So that was awesome. The planning board is scheduled for the second Tuesday of the next coming month, and the agenda is being prepared. The solar project was approved with conditions. There are some questions that were being raised, and once those questions come back, then it'll be sent up to the town board for review. So that's where that project stands. And I want to thank Ellie for all her work in putting together the budget draft for us to review and staying and helping us work through it. So we'll be in many discussions moving forward since we received that, and I will review the information from the senators and what they're proposing, if it's anything different from what you guys are proposing. I'm not sure of that, so that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I only have a few things tonight. From what I understand, school tax bill printing was a bit delayed. So the town clerks that are the collectors for those school taxes, the bills have been received by the collectors. They are preparing to mail them or have recently been mailed. So as residents, I would just please be patient with receiving your tax bill. Whether you receive it or not, it is still due. Tuesday, October 15th, due at the collection office, or postmarked by October 15th. And for anyone who needs a rabies vaccination for their dog or cat, indoor or outdoor cat, or if you have a pet ferret, the next free rabies clinic sponsored by Erie County will be this coming Saturday, September 21st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Erie Community College South Campus. So you can register online at erie.gov/rabies vaccine or give them a call, 716-961-6800. And the next Connect Life blood drive is Tuesday, October 1st in the community room from 2 to 7 p.m. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Quite a few updates here. Town hall generator, if you haven't seen already, the concrete pad was poured, the generator's on the pad, that's the good news. So we're just waiting for National Fuel to come look that up, and we'll have a town hall generator here, Powling Town Hall. Hopefully we'll get that done in the near future. Tennis courts and basketball courts have been resurfaced, and we officially have pickleball courts. We are waiting on nets, we are well aware of that. I know that a few residents are anxious now that the caution tape has been taken off, now that everything's cured. People are very anxious for pickleball. We knew this was a big demand, so we answered demand. We tried the blended lines, and frankly, we kind of got yelled at because people don't like blended lines. So we have pickleball courts now. So nice improvement to our parks. Water Phase 1, the ban that ban is a bond anticipation note through banks. We closed on that just yesterday. We had a fairly decent interest rate there. I don't know if you haven't noticed, but today the Fed's dropped rates about 0.5%. Not that it affected anything yesterday, but the rate is less than what the ban was last year, so that's always good for the taxpayers of Boston. So we'll keep those water projects moving, and those that pay attention to the board meetings and the minutes will hear all the updates there. North Boston, we did pass the resolution at our last board meeting. The cameras will be going in soon there. Sadly, we need to put cameras on things because people can't behave in our public parks. Councilman Lukacek did discuss the solar. There will be more information coming on the proposed solar project here in the town of Boston. The reason it's coming back to the town board before anybody really gets kind of jittery on this is because the town board, if you kind of hit the rewind button in our minutes and the town board's action, we take what's called lead agent on the seeker, and the seeker is State Environmental Quality Review Act. We take lead agency on that. The planning board provides information to us, and then we make a determination to, if you will, kind of close out that seeker process. There's many more facets to this. There'll be more information coming, but just again, as we've always promised all of you and members of the public who came in, we'll keep you all posted as we move forward on that proposal. I did want to update and kind of do a public service announcement here. Rural Transit, some really good news. I'm on this board. We anticipated getting a new van that serves our community in the next 1 to 2 years. There will be a new, Chevy Traverse, all-wheel drive for our community. They were able to secure some additional grant funding, and also there's a beneficiary who made a contribution. So the town of Boston will be getting rid of the big box that's out there as this is the words coming out of our seniors' mouths because they don't like the van, and getting something a little bit more comfortable for them, and also something respectfully easier for our drivers to operate down the road, because a rear-wheel drive, as for some of us in this room, we all remember rear-wheel drive vehicles. They're not easy to operate. That was a big request. So if anyone is looking to volunteer, we only have one driver for Boston, and God bless him. He comes all the way from Springville. It's about a 22 to 24-minute drive from his house just to get here, and that's on a nice day with dry roads. So if anyone in the community is interested in giving back and serving the community, please reach out to Rural Transit. Sonny or Sherry or any of the crew there can certainly take your information. Or if you're looking to put in even a couple hours, any amount is appreciated, and you'll have a nice new vehicle to transport people with. Councilman Lukacek did touch base on the North Boston proclamation. Councilman Cartacini and I were both there. North Boston Fire Company is gracious enough to invite us to their celebration. A little bit of backstory here. The proclamation is in the board packet tonight, but her name is Valerie Adams, a very young, kind-hearted hero, young lady, and she went into a burning building to save one of the senior members of our community. And the individual, when he was starting to exit his burning building, he quite frankly was not even aware that it was on fire, went back in to try to save his dog. She went back in to save him and his dog and pulled both of them out to safety. Meanwhile, our first responders arrived, did their job, but it's not every day, and quite frankly, I can't remember any media outlet here in Western New York that you don't read of somebody no gear on, no airbag, running into a burning building to go save somebody. So kudos to North Boston Fire Company for certainly acknowledging them as a great, certainly an honor to be part of that. Western New York South Zone Scenic Byway, they do have a photo contest that's going on. I touched base on that at the last board meeting. We're seeing a little bit lower numbers, so if you're a shutterbug, feel free to send in some photos, and there are some gift cards and some nice prizes there. The LEAF event, Conservation Advisory Council, the gentleman spoke about them. They do a great event. I attended that on Saturday. It's well attended. We have a lot of our community partners, New York State DEC, Erie County, and others. Girl Scouts, yes, yeah. It was a great event, well attended. It was in conjunction with a football game, so I'm sure we got some additional foot traffic, but there's nothing better than seeing some alpacas and llamas walking around the town grounds. You don't see that every day in Boston, at least not unless they get loose. So. But we did have I can't have a meeting without talking about our comprehensive plan. We do have a comprehensive plan meeting scheduled, public meeting scheduled for next Monday. We talked about this at the work session downstairs. I'm going to be following up with our engineer, who's our partner in this program. I do believe we're going to probably end up moving that. Admittedly, when we kicked all of this off almost a year ago, Now, quite frankly, we didn't have the football schedule. Didn't really take into account Monday Night Football, not to mention who's playing at home, the Buffalo Bills. So we're probably going to be moving that. Stay tuned to town social media, and we'll get that corrected. But I'll share, we're going to bring in pizza. We'll still bring in pizza for that public meeting, so we'll keep that going. I did want to touch base. This is something that's going to affect the town of Boston. It's just a matter of when. There's been a lot of chatter on the world of social media regarding NYSEG's smart meters. That is a love-hate relationship at the moment. Anybody who's been on social media has watched Channel 2, any of the local media outlets, they see what's going on out there. There's a municipal officials meeting this week. There's been, as you might imagine, there's been a lot of concern. The first thing I want to bring to the forefront of the conversation before anything else, if you see a large bill, if you have a concern that it is not accurate in your opinion, please call NYSEG. That is what they're advising everybody to do. Unfortunately, it is a case-by-case scenario, so Jason Keating might have a reading that seems way off. They might have done, on my billing for where they read the meter, it might have been 2 to 3 months because they do estimated billing. I don't agree with that, but that's their process. They might have done 2 to 3 months worth of estimated billing. Sometimes it might be somebody's estimated billing with a month gap. So now you compound these smart meters with the Public Service Commission allowing a rate increase, plus the cost of the utility itself. That cost of the utility itself gets passed directly through to the customer. NYSEG does not profit off of that. So that also received an approval for rate increase. So the trifecta here that we're all experiencing is that these smart meters are going in at the same time these rate increases are hitting. So their estimated bills have the kind of that snowball effect, if you will. And that's why it's kind of a case-by-case scenario. They're well aware of it. They've had many calls. They're going to be doing roundtable conversations in multiple different communities. I was not able to get it into the packet tonight. I promise it will be in the October 2nd town board packet as correspondence. Everything that I received at that meeting will be in there. But the smart meters are going in. If a resident chooses not to opt in or allow the smart meter to go in, there is a service fee for that. The reason that there's a service fee, I know some people don't like this, but the reason being is that because they can't get rid of their old system. They still have to do the old billing system on their old computer system. So it's your choice. You can go the new meter, or you can go the old one. To stay with the old one, you're going to pay about $14 after taxes and all. You're going to pay about $14, give or take, more or less, to keep your old meter. The new meters, and just kind of admittedly, I'll debunk some of the misinformation that's being shared out there. That residents are paying for the service for these new meters. That is not a true statement. These meters when they go into your meter socket, if you happen to be an electrician, you would understand this, but the service line that comes in from a pull down in, when that comes in, the energized line comes in, and that's what feeds that meter, and also what's called a mesh network. A mesh network is basically like a Wi-Fi network, and that's how these meters are phoning home to NYSEG for their meter readings. So you as a resident are not paying for that electricity charge. And then one of the other conversations was that network connection. And again, that is all powered through that. If you take a look at the top of poles, it can all be in the packet that I have at the next board meeting in the minutes. You'll see receivers at the top of your utility poles, and that's how they're carrying that signal back. And this will help them increase their service level, because what will happen is that, say for an example, if power goes out on Boston State Road, if from, I'm just picking house numbers for sake of conversation, if house number 1 to 100 their meter is not online, if you will, they know there's 100 parcels that do not have service. Everything else around that has that. So when you've gone to NYSEG's website before and looked at estimated restoration time or estimated homes, it's because they know they have a line that's down, but they don't know how many people are truly affected. They just know they have a trunk line down. So that's the situation there. Very honest, it was something shared from the president of the organization who was at this meeting. Quite frankly, they want their meter to spin, because if their meter doesn't spin, they don't make money. So this will increase their ability to keep meters on and running, because when we all enjoy our electronic devices or the TVs, that's why. So there's a lot of new information. Feel free to call my office if you have any questions, but all that information will be part of the board packet at the next meeting. I did want to share that we as town of Boston, we are lined up probably in the next month or two to start seeing meters coming to the town of Boston. They will phone the residential parcel with the phone number that they have on file for the account. They will also mail a postcard to the residential parcel notifying them of that service, and then they will out to make that change. And again, if a resident does not want the new meter, they have the option to opt out. Just be aware, and I keep putting asterisks on this, be aware that they will charge you to keep that old meter. That's their process. It has nothing to do with the town. So hopefully it clears up any misinformation that's been out there. Yes, there's been some billing issues, but that's kind of where we're at. So anything I can do to help, let me know. We do have a government contact representative from NYSEG, and we'll be happy to connect you with them. Going back to Kyle, Patty, and the team, thanks for coming out again, as always. You know, I did print out, Patty, you know, I've spoken many times, I have the information from, as Patty stated earlier, regarding, some of this information here. Senate Bill 1223, both Senator Gallivan and Barella both have, this is a co-sponsored bill. That's something that's in the works to kind of, counteract what Senator Harkin's doing downstate. So there's a whole bunch of information here, and, yeah.
And also Nick Langworthy, HR 426.
Yes, yeah, there's another bill out there. Also, I will direct attention to the New York State, the NYSERDA. I don't always agree with New York State, but New York State, NYSERDA did a feasibility study, and their feasibility study says it's not feasible to put windmills in Lake Erie. Lengthy read, as you can see, want to give content to what I'm telling you, but this is the study, but we will see, and I don't disagree that we do have to take protective actions here. And I've been watching this through the Lake Erie Water Quality Committee, Buffalo Niagara Waterkeeper, and others. There's a lot of partners keeping their eyes on the situation. So we'll go from there. That is all I have tonight. I know there's been a lot of, sorry to take up everybody's time, but a lot of information going on right now, and I'll make a motion to end the meeting at 8:28 p.m.
I will second.
Councilwoman Selby?
Yes.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lukacek?
Yes.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.